A few miles offshore from the coast of Sri Lanka lies one of the busiest maritime trade routes worldwide, the East-West shipping lane. All goods shipped to and from Asia via Europe, Africa and the Middle East are transported along this route. China receives over 80% of its imported fuel via the shipping lane. To safeguard future commodities and meet an ever-increasing energy demand, the Chinese government launched a venture to build docks in strategic locations along the trade route: Pakistan, the Maldives, Myanmar, and Sri Lanka. US military advisories christened this naval linkage the String of Pearls, hailing it as China's strategy to contain India.
The Chinese influence, the argument is that China gets a lot of its raw materials and energy needs, etc., passes through these waters, and therefore has a legitimate security concern to make sure that these waters are safe. The counter-argument to that is the notion that it's a predator, that it wants to be big too high. In particular, it wants to have what they call the string of pearls, to strangle India in particular, and so you have this sort of notion that there's a throttling India. India downplays that. Well, we don't know. I mean, it may well turn out to be a competition rather than a conflict.
The Chinese foreign policy is guided by sheer opportunism. It's no longer the old Communist Party where they believe in exporting the revolution and all. Today it follows a foreign policy of opportunism and cynicism, where it will back and support any regime which will be an ally to the Chinese government. They're underwriting the military regime in Myanmar, they bankrolled the nuclear program of Pakistan.
China was trying to build up its empire in that region around the Indian Ocean. So China quietly gave the weapons to Sri Lanka, that is no doubt, they gave the weapons, but at the same time it took a hold in that area by building a big harbour.
Why then India sit by quietly as Sri Lanka turned favour to China?
I don't think India has any option. First of all, it is said the war was won by the Sri Lankans with the Indian intelligence and the Chinese arms. But it also has to do with increasing competition between India and China. And both are growing at a speed. There is a need for resources, there is a need for access to roads, there is a need for ensuring influence in maritime boundaries. So India and China, they are in a competition to encircle each other.
Did supporting the elimination of the LTTE cost India its influence in the region?
It's partially true. It's like this: the geographic proximity, the cultural linkages, the historical relations that Sri Lanka and India enjoy, or cannot be compared to the present day convenient alliance with China. It's a question of alliances of convenience. Alliance of convenience from the point of view of China is related to establishing some kind of forward bases in Indian Ocean region. It is, I think the credit goes to Sri Lanka for playing both the cards. It's playing the India card in China perhaps and the China card in India, and therefore is deriving the maximum benefit from both of us in terms of investment, in terms of even bailing them out in critical situations like the Chogan. They've been able to get the best out of these two giant neighbors for their own good. But how long will they be able to do this is a factor that will be decided by how much closer India and China will come in terms of their estrangement or in terms of clash of policies. Let's say both India and China are scouting for energy products around the world. So they will bring them into some kind of a competition nature in terms of auctions, in terms of bidding for the oil and gas fields and this, that. But at what stage will it go beyond just competition and go into a conflict stage is something that one needs to watch out.